Hi everyone, I'm going to just quickly show you how to use Google Forms to create a survey. So you can click the link that's shown in the week, I think we're at week 10 at a glance document, or you can also just go to Google, type in Google Forms, and then you're going to go to this first link. So let's click here. Okay, so you will be taken to a site that looks like this, and let's see, one second. I hope there are not too many technical difficulties with this. I'm just kind of recording this on the fly, so please forgive me. Okay, maybe that'll be better. Okay, so you'll see this site, and you're going to go to Personal. So you're going to go here, click, left click, and then you will start a new form. So click blank. Okay, and so just going to click to make that go away. So at the top here, this is the title of your survey. So you can just give it a very simple title. And I'm just doing this very, to make it very generic. So, you can use whatever. Oh, I forgot to mention that, so I'm currently signed into my Google account. If you don't have a Google account, you will probably be prompted to create one. You can just create, if you don't already use Google, like Gmail and Hangouts and things like that, you can just create kind of a dummy account. If you're not interested in using Google in the future, you can just kind of create a dummy account in order to just access this and do this assignment. So it's not a big deal. Okay, so I have my title. For the form description, you would just write what the data that you're asking to collect will be used for. Okay, so you can write something like that. So for the questions, so let me see here. Okay, so for the questions, you have a few options. This is really just for you to practice and kind of get the hang of creating surveys to collect primary research data. So you can kind of, play around with this and be creative, but I'll just go through some of the options with you to give you an idea. So obviously everyone knows what a multiple choice question is, so let's just start at the top. These will all be pretty self-explanatory, but just to give you an idea. So for short answer, if you would like a person to type in exactly what they're thinking or feeling, you can use short answer or paragraph. Short answer has some type of limit on the text, the number of characters that they can insert, that they can write. Excuse me. And then paragraph probably does too, but it's just a little longer. Multiple choice, you'll already know what that is. Checkboxes would allow a person to give feedback on, to select several different answers. Drop down, let's see, actually not 100% sure. Oh, okay. I think drop down would actually just look like this. So that one's simple. So it would be like multiple choice. You can only select one right answer, but it would just kind of look different. File upload, for the purposes of this assignment, I don't think you would use this one, but it would be where the person who's responding could upload a file and send to you through this form. The linear scale is, like they can choose how much do you agree with this statement based on a scale of 1 to 10 or something like that. Multiple choice grid. Oh, okay. I have never used this one. I'm kind of going off the fly in order to kind of help as best I can. So it looks like this one just will arrange the questions in a different way. Checkbox grid seems to do the same thing, just with checkboxes instead of multiple choice. So the big difference between multiple choice and a checkbox is multiple choice, you can choose only one. Checkbox, you can choose more than one answer. And then date and time, you would just, they're just asking, you could just ask a question that's relevant, that maybe the answer would be like month, day, year. For example, maybe what was your start date with the company or something like that. I don't feel like that would be probably relevant to what you would need to use, but that's an option. Same with time. Okay, so I am going to keep it simple. And I'm going to start with just a multiple choice question. So you can also add images. If you click here, you can also insert images to go along with your question. And that actually might be a really good or cool thing to do if you had images of different laptops. For example, personally, I have like a lighter weight laptop, and then I have one that has a really big screen. So if you wanted to ask your participants which one they prefer, instead of just typing out the specs, like laptop 1 has 12-inch screen versus 16-inch screen or whatever, you could just show them a picture. So you could, that's an option that you could use with the image upload. But I'm going to keep it simple. So the first question, the thing to remember with the surveys is to only ask questions that are relevant to what you are researching. So you do not need to ask questions like, what is your favorite baseball team? We all know that the answer is likely the Astros. But so you get the idea. So make sure that your questions are very targeted and just keep it short. So in real life, a researcher would likely ask some information to help them figure out where the data is coming from. So for example, the first question could be let's see, so we're calling this a department laptop purchase survey. So you may ask which so for example, if the department was HR, and within the HR department, there were sub-departments such as a training department or payroll or so forth, just the different groups of people who work in HR. You could ask about that. So we're using multiple choice. And so I'm going to put, for my multiple choice, I can put training, I can put payroll, can put or if you click add other, then it just puts in other like that. So, and then at the bottom here, I hope that this is in frame. Let me move this down just a touch. Okay, so at the bottom here, you can click required, and that means that the person who answers the question will have to answer the question in order to move on. So then you can click this plus sign over here, and you can go through and add other questions. So again, just remember to ask about the laptops. So let's see, let's try another one. So let's do short answer. And for this one, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so again, that's just an example. And then for short answer, when the person takes the survey, they can just make a list. Okay, so when you're done, so ideally you would have at least 5. So try to write at least 5. And when you are finished, you can click send up at the top. And since this is just an academic exercise, please don't choose collect email addresses. And you have 3 options up here. So you can send via email, which is this little icon. You can send via link, or you can send via HTML. So honestly, this one is a bit beyond the scope of this class. Email would be very cumbersome, so we're going to choose link. And so when you are finished, you can copy this link and then you'll paste it on the discussion board, and then people can go to the link and take your survey. So that is all you'll need to do. If you like, you can click shorten the URL. It doesn't matter so much, but if you click it, then it makes it short. And if you unclick it, it just leaves it long. It doesn't really matter. You can play around with that if you like, but all you need to do either way is click copy. And then when you go to the discussion board, you will just create a new thread with your name and paste this link, and then others will be able to take your survey. And again, when you are ready to take the surveys that were created by other people, remember it is an academic exercise, and just kind of pretend that you work for that company. So I would just, if I was taking this one, I would just pretend that, maybe if I wanted to be a little bit more specific, I could put, that it's HR for human resources. So I would just pretend that I work in a company that has a human resources department. Don't overthink it. It's not meant to be very hard or time consuming. It's just to get you to practice writing survey questions that would be used to collect primary research. I hope this was helpful, and let me know if you have any questions.